So I've got a little bit of a weird story to tell you about these Joy-Cons. First thing I want to say is these Joy-Cons are pretty good. They're nice. I really like them. I haven't seen a lot about them out on YouTube or really anywhere else. This company approached me, asked me if I wanted to check them out, actually several times. That's the funny story. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into these Joy-Cons. I'm gonna tell you lots of reasons why I like them, and one reason why you may not. What's up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome in for the first time. If you're new here, do me a favor, jump down to the description of this video. There's a link down there to our podcast channel. We do a podcast over there every week, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you miss us there live, you can check it out on the podcast platform of your choice. Let's get in to these Joy-Cons. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of a story first, and it's all good. It ended up being fine, but I feel like you should know this story because it's kind of weird. So these are the QRD T5 Joy-Cons. Right off the bat, I want to say they're good. They're fine. Now, this company reached out to me. It was kind of a weird situation. They asked me if I wanted to check the Joy-Cons out, and I don't know, it was kind of weird. They wanted to see the video before. I wasn't really comfortable with that. I want to tell you guys exactly what these things are about. So the conversation kind of stopped. Then they came back and then they told me they were fine with me doing the video. So, you know, I'm a little skeptical at this point. I'm wondering what's the big deal with these things, why they're afraid to have a video out that they had to watch first. So I'm a little weirded out by that, but I was happy that they were gonna send them. Honestly, I was gonna buy them myself anyway, because at that point, I was just curious what was wrong with these things that they didn't want to send them out. Luckily, it's nothing that I've found, at least. I actually like these a lot. They're very good. They look cool. We're gonna go over all the features, and to be honest, it's basically the same features as the other Joy-Cons that we've been looking at on this channel. We've done the Nixie ones, we've done the MobaPad ones, we have a bunch of it, and we're gonna do a big video after all of these with all of them, a big roundup, so I'll tell you guys what my favorite are. I think these ones look probably the coolest out of all of them so far. They have this smoke black translucent shell, and underneath it's like a metal plate, but it has all kinds of little dips and holes in it. It just looks really industrial. It looks so cool, especially with the red lights on here, how I have it. They look really awesome. I really love the way they look. The back, they do have a little bit of a, it's a rubber texture. It's not plastic. This part right here is actually rubber, and it is textured. So you get good grip with these. They feel really nice to use in your hand, honestly. They do have the back buttons, as you can see here. They've got programmable buttons on the back. They've got a button to adjust the rumble on the back, so you can have different levels of rumble. It's 3 different levels or off. You've got the button here to map the buttons on the front to the back buttons. Obviously, you can only do buttons on this side to this one, and buttons on this side to that one. That's the same with all these Joy-Cons. But let's move back over to the front here. They do have Hall effect sticks, again, just like most of these new Joy-Cons. The new big Joy-Cons that third-party companies are putting out, they're really good. They are really pulling out all the stops, and quickly, the price of these is only $60, and that's on their website. I'm sure on Amazon, other places, you might be able to find them a little cheaper, but they're $58.99 US on their site. I mean, that's a pretty good price, considering some of the other ones we've looked at have been a little bit more expensive. That's a good price. But yeah, Hall effect sticks. They do have the LED stuff around it. You can change the color. You hold the turbo button and the stick down and then let up and it changes. Just like all the other ones. Same colors as the other ones. Nothing crazy here. It's got the same motion control in them as everything else. It works fine. No issues there. These face buttons I do actually like. They are kind of a hybrid between these ones and these ones. Now, these ones are kind of raised up. They're big. They're thicker buttons. They sit a little higher. These ones are a little bit more low profile, but they have the little mouse click triggers underneath. These also have the mouse click triggers, as you can hear. Give me a second. It's a little bit different. It's not quite the same as the MobaPad, but they are clicky. I like the way they feel. I kind of like the shape of these buttons a little bit better. They're more along the lines of like a Xbox controller, something like that. Maybe, actually, hang on a second. Okay, as far as button shape and the rounding of the top and how high they sit, they are actually pretty close to the Pro controller. They do have the mouse triggers underneath, But as far as the buttons feel, they're pretty close to the Pro controller, actually, not the Xbox controller. Either way, that's fine. On this side, you got a turbo button, you got your home button, you got your plus, ABXY, stick, all the same stuff. The R and ZR, L and ZL triggers, those are also clicky, which I like. Both of them are. These ZL, ZR, they feel good. They do rattle. They do rattle slightly up there on the top. It's nothing crazy, but they do rattle. Now, over on this side, this is where I do have one complaint with these things. I really don't like this D-pad, especially this D-pad. It comes with two. You can take it off and put more of a circle pad on. This helps a lot. If you have the circle pad on, it makes it feel a whole lot better. I'm not a big fan of this D-pad. When it's just a D-pad, you do kind of get stuck and it makes you feel like you're not pressing the right buttons. It does work fine, it just doesn't feel the greatest. It's also not very easy to get out. The other ones that have the D-pads that are switchable, they usually have like just a little bit of a lip on one of the sides so you can grab it out of there. But this one, it is very difficult to get out. So you can just put the other one in here. It's more of a circle pad. This one feels a lot better. You can roll around and do what you want to do. A lot easier. It works fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's probably the only thing about these that I'm not a big fan of. Kind of like the Nixie ones from last week. Just not the greatest D-pad. Everything else, they're good. I like the way they look. I like the way they feel. They come with a little center thing so you can actually make them a controller. Again, they are wireless so you can use them as a controller. They look good. Looks like a nice controller. I really like that. They do not charge through this though. I know a lot of people are starting to ask that question. They just have USB-C ports on the bottom, so you can charge from either side there. You're not gonna be able to charge them at the same time with one cable, which I feel like that is something these companies need to do next. We need to be able to charge these things as a controller, as one. Binbok did it with their GameCube style Joy-Cons first. Nixie did it with the Wizards. Everybody else needs to follow that and get that done. As far as the way these things feel on the Switch, they are a touch loose, but I wanna say this, my Joy-Cons are all loose, and I think it depends on your Switch. I know a lot of people say in the comments it's just about your Joy-Cons, the rails on your Joy-Cons. I don't think that's true because I've had lots of different Nintendo Switch units. Some of them hold Joy-Cons tighter than others. I would say these are slightly loose, nothing crazy. You can't feel it flexing in your hand or anything, and I don't even think this is as bad as some of the Joy-Cons I have are on the side of this Switch. They are flat on the front, so I mean, you guys know how I am about that. It's not flat on the front, it does bother me. There's overhang in the back, not a crazy amount, but it does also have this little lip that kind of goes against the Switch, which gives it a little bit more of a sturdy feel. You can kind of tell it's holding the Joy-Cons up on the side of the Switch. I do like that. They're built well. I think the rubber grips on the back give these more of a premium feel than some of the other ones. I can definitely recommend these. Again, same thing as the Nixies. If your thing is the D-pad, these probably aren't gonna be for you. Other than that, I love them. I don't know why they were so afraid to send these to me. They're good Joy-Cons. They're priced right. They look cool. Not a great D-pad, but other than that, I don't know. I'll leave a link where you guys can check these out. Down below, I'm also gonna have other Joy-Con videos right here on both sides. Check both of these out. I'm gonna have a video with all these and some more big Joy-Cons that I actually don't have here. We're gonna do a video of all of them, which ones are the best, which ones you should buy, so make sure you check that out. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, make sure you are subscribed. See you in the next one.